What if I told you the secret to a sharper memory and lightning-fast decisions is not in a supplement, but in your feelings? We're about to explore the 10 ways emotional intelligence directly boosts your brain function. And trust me, number 10 is the game changer, the one that ties everything together. This isn't about just being nice, it's about hacking your brain for peak performance. Forget everything you thought you knew about emotional intelligence. It's not a soft skill, it's a direct accelerator for your brain. This is about neuroplasticity, the incredible ability of your brain to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Emotions aren't just fleeting feelings, they are powerful forces that literally sculpt the physical structure of your brain. When you master your emotions, you're not just managing your mood, you're upgrading your cognitive hardware. So let's jump in. The first way emotional intelligence boosts your brain is by sharpening your focus. This is all about self-awareness. Deep inside your brain, you have a tiny, almond-shaped structure called the amygdala. Think of it as your emotional smoke detector. When it senses a threat, like stress from a deadline or frustration from a difficult problem, it goes off, hijacking your brain's higher-level thinking. This is why it's so hard to concentrate when you're angry or anxious. Emotionally intelligent people are better at noticing this alarm before it gets out of control. By simply identifying, "I am feeling stressed," you activate your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, which then calms the amygdala down. The result? Less emotional hijacking and more sustained, laser-like attention. Number 2. Emotional regulation enhances your memory. Ever tried to study for an exam when you're emotionally upset? It feels impossible, right? That's because emotional turmoil creates a huge cognitive load. Your brain is so busy processing the emotional drama that it has no leftover bandwidth to encode new information. Your hippocampus, the brain's memory-making hub, works best in a calm state. By practicing emotional regulation, things like deep breathing or reframing a negative thought, you reduce that cognitive load. You soothe your nervous system, allowing your hippocampus and prefrontal cortex to work together seamlessly. This frees up your brain power, making it dramatically easier to learn new things and recall them later. Third on our list is that empathy fuels innovative problem-solving. This is where understanding others' feelings gives you a serious cognitive edge. Your brain is equipped with something called mirror neurons. These remarkable cells fire not only when you perform an action, but also when you see someone else perform that same action. They are the neurological basis of empathy. When you genuinely try to understand another person's perspective, you activate these neural pathways. You're essentially running a simulation of their experience in your own brain. This allows you to see problems from multiple angles you would have otherwise missed. Think of a design team creating a product. The most innovative solutions come from teams that deeply empathize with their users' frustrations and desires. They aren't just solving a technical problem, they are solving a human one. Coming in at number 4 is how motivation supercharges your decision-making. Your internal drive isn't just a matter of willpower. It's rooted in your brain's chemistry, specifically the dopamine reward system. Positive emotions associated with pursuing a goal release dopamine, which not only feels good, but also enhances your focus and drives you toward making choices that lead to that reward. Emotional intelligence helps you connect your daily tasks to a larger, more meaningful purpose. This intrinsic motivation is far more powerful than external rewards. It builds what we call emotional resilience. When you hit a setback, instead of getting discouraged, you see it as a learning opportunity. This positive reframe keeps your dopamine flowing and helps you bounce back to make even better, more strategic decisions. Number 5. Building stronger social relationships literally grows your brain. Social connection is a fundamental human need. When we build and maintain healthy relationships, our brains release oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. But oxytocin does more than just make you feel good. It reduces stress by lowering cortisol levels and promotes feelings of trust. This creates a safe, supportive environment where your brain can thrive. Chronic loneliness, on the other hand, is a major stressor that can impair cognitive function. So, using your emotional intelligence to navigate social situations and build deep connections isn't just good for your heart. It's a powerful strategy for maintaining long-term brain health and cognitive vitality. For number 6, emotional intelligence improves your sleep quality, which is critical for brain function. How often have you laid in bed, your mind racing with worries from the day? Unregulated emotions, especially anxiety and stress, are the primary culprits behind insomnia. When your sympathetic nervous system is in overdrive, your brain can't switch into rest and digest mode. By using emotional regulation techniques before bed, like journaling to get your thoughts out of your head or practicing mindfulness meditation, you can actively calm your nervous system. This allows for deeper, more restorative sleep. And during sleep, your brain is anything but inactive. It's consolidating memories, clearing out metabolic waste, and preparing for the next day. Better sleep directly translates to better focus, creativity, and mental clarity. Number 7 is a big one. You can make better, less biased decisions. We all like to think we are rational beings, but the truth is, our emotions influence nearly every decision we make, often unconsciously. This is where biases come from. Fear can make us overly cautious, while excitement can make us reckless. Self-awareness, a cornerstone of emotional intelligence, allows you to pause and ask, what emotion is influencing this choice right now? By identifying the emotion, you can consciously evaluate whether it's helping or hindering you. This creates a crucial space between an emotional impulse and a rational response. You can then access the more analytical parts of your brain, leading to more balanced, logical, and ultimately better decisions in your life and career. Number 8 is that emotional intelligence reduces the negative impact of chronic stress. We've talked about stress, but let's look at its long-term effects. Chronic stress continuously floods your brain with cortisol. Over time, high levels of cortisol can actually damage and kill cells in key brain areas, including the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. This can lead to memory problems, difficulty focusing, and an increased risk for mood disorders. Emotional intelligence acts as a buffer against this damage. By regulating your emotional responses to stressors, you prevent your cortisol levels from spiraling out of control. This isn't about eliminating stress. That's impossible. It's about changing your relationship with it, protecting your brain from its most harmful effects, and preserving your cognitive function for the long haul. We're at number 9. Emotional expression boosts creativity. Have you ever felt a surge of creative energy after a powerful emotional experience? There's a scientific reason for that. Expressing your emotions, whether through art, writing, or even just talking to a friend, helps you process them. This process can unlock new ways of thinking. When you're stuck in a rigid, logical mindset, accessing your emotional side can break you out of that cognitive rut. It allows for more associative, divergent thinking, the very essence of creativity. It's not about being overly emotional, it's about being emotionally fluent. The ability to tap into your full range of feelings and use them as a source of inspiration gives you access to a wellspring of novel ideas and solutions that a purely analytical mind might never find. And now, for number 10, the most powerful way emotional intelligence boosts your brain. It promotes lifelong learning and adaptability through a growth mindset. What's the connection? At its core, emotional intelligence is about self-reflection and the willingness to improve. When you face a challenge or receive critical feedback, your emotional response determines what happens next. A fixed mindset sees this as a threat, triggering a defensive, stress-filled reaction. A growth mindset, nurtured by emotional intelligence, sees it as an opportunity. You can regulate that initial sting of criticism and reframe it as valuable data for improvement. This mindset creates a positive feedback loop in your brain. You actively seek challenges because you know they make you stronger. This constant cycle of learning, adapting, and growing physically strengthens neural pathways. It keeps your brain agile and resilient, making you better equipped to handle anything life throws at you. It's the ultimate brain hack because it turns every experience, good or bad, into fuel for cognitive growth. So, from sharper focus to enhanced memory and game-changing adaptability, mastering your emotions is the key to unlocking your brain's full potential. Subscribe for more.